We all want to be a part of something. We all want to try, at least, to be a part of something. But being a part of something means participation. Fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, participation is what it is all about. When you want to be a part of something, you must participate. Now, according to Webster's dictionary, participation means the act of participating, or, my favorite, a state of being related to a larger whole. I think that's what participation is all about. A state of being part of a larger whole. So, if you want to be participating as a citizen of the United States, you have to be a part of that larger whole. You have to go out and vote whenever the opportunity comes. Local, regional, state, and national elections all come up every 2 years at various different levels. So you need to participate to be part of that larger whole. And many of us understand that. When you go to work on your daily business, you want to participate. You want to be part of that larger whole. So that means that you are giving a certain amount to that industry or that business that you're involved in. Also, you get a certain amount from that. So participation is a give and a take. It's a circle. And so they say the circle of life. Everything working together to create more harmony, more success for everyone involved. If you look at nature, every creature, every plant in nature is participating. A very interesting article I read not too long ago was talking about how trees communicate. And it was quite interesting because new scientific evidence has shown that actually in the forest, trees will communicate. So if there is some kind of a blight or some kind of an infestation, then all the trees will know about it in a short amount of time, and they build up their immune system because of that participation. Now the interesting thing is, they found out that part of that participation, part of that communication, was a type of fungus that grows underground, and it's just got tentacles that go out everywhere. And this whole community of fungus may cover hundreds of acres in one community of fungus. And that the trees will use that as kind of a nervous system to communicate. Participation. The trees participate with the fungus. The fungus participates with the trees. The other plants participate because some plants take out of the environment what others put in. And those that take out, they put something back. Same theory the old farmers used. They plant corn one year, it took a lot of nitrogen out of the soil. The next year they would plant beans because beans would put a lot of nitrogen into the soil. So by rotating their crops, they would create greater participation for all the different plants that were being used in that particular environment. Now, how does this relate to us here at Toastmasters or any civic group or organization anywhere? It relates very much. each one of us has our specialty, has our blessing, our talent that we are able to use for the betterment of everyone that we work with. We are all in the state of being related to a larger whole. We're all part of the group. And when we understand, excuse me, when we understand that we are part of the group, and we understand that our participation is going to help to lift that group up or bring it down, depending on the quantity and the quality of our participation, then we can become more inspired in that group, more focused in that group, and that we can bring the whole group together as more of a whole. Now, in the past couple of months, in fact, quite longer than that, we have had some issues with participation in our club meetings. We've had numerous meetings where we had a large crowd in here with new people, and I don't know, maybe they didn't come back. Some of them stayed, and I'm very glad that that happened. In fact, many of them stayed, but some of them didn't. Now, why didn't they? Could it have been a feeling of participation? In Toastmasters, they talk about the different things that we should do as club members. Excuse me. Different things that we should do as club members to make people want to come to our meetings. And once they come, we want to make them stay in our meetings. And one of those things is make them feel like they are participating in our meeting. They're welcome to participate in our meeting. What I would really like to do is I would like to take just a couple of minutes and ask if anyone would like to participate in a discussion of ways that we can feel more like we are participating, help the other members to feel more like they are participating, and possibly help to bring more members in. Does anyone have some ideas that they would like to bring forward at this time on that kind of discussion? Yes?
Have we ever reached out to figure out why they don't come back? Or do we just kind of, they don't come back and they don't come back and that's it?
Like a lead follow-up. Yeah.
So, follow-up. I don't know exactly how much follow-up is done. Unfortunately, I do know that when I was president, I probably did not do that as much as I should have. I have not been vice president of membership in quite a number of years. I don't know if actually we really have talked about that for who is going to do that and how they are going to make those kind of things happen. But that is an extremely good idea. I have gotten together with some of the older members. In fact, I was thinking that actually Nolan might be coming back this evening because he's been talking about, I've contacted him a couple of times, and he's been talking about wanting to come back. So I've been trying to hook him into that, but that has not quite been successful yet. But as far as new members and other members, I do not really know how much they have been contacted. Now, one idea to expand on that, one idea we might want to look at is to go through our guest book and basically maybe divide up between those who are interested in doing it, divide those names up and have somebody recontact those people by, preferably by phone. Well, actually, preferably would be face-to-face, but that's probably not going to happen. So by phone, and if worst comes to worst, by email, or maybe both. And that way to recontact them and see if there is anything that we can do to help them out. I know that Heather is not coming anymore because she has other obligations on Monday night because of her school training and programs. And Brett's wife is not in a really good way, so he's dedicating more time to spend with her, so I know that's why he's not coming back. But as far as anybody else, I'm not sure what that is. But that's a very good point, and something that we want to bring up when we have our officers meeting. I think that would be something to definitely bring up.
Lawrence, where Easy Speak is, it might be a good idea for letting you know the speeches and if you're going to speak, but maybe more than one way of keeping in touch, communicating. Something that's familiar to everyone that we all do. Cell phones, our clubs text each other, the president texts, the program, the email. So maybe limited it to Easy Speak might not be a good idea. And Easy Speak is sometimes very difficult to get on and navigate, and it frustrates people, and you don't want that. You want to make it as easy for them as possible. And I do know that our club texts, one of them, Eastern Shore texts, every week, and he sent it to the all of the members, and it's very easy. It keeps you aware that the meeting is coming up, and it just kind of makes you feel like you're in the loop. Mm-hmm. And some members might not feel like they're in the loop with the Easy Speak. It's difficult to navigate, so they're not going to admit, yes, it's difficult for me to navigate, and I don't know how, so they just don't come back. So maybe you shouldn't push that as much as you do pushing it through email or the cell phone.
Okay, very good. What kind of phone do you have?
It's an iPhone, somebody.
Okay, iPhone. Does anybody have not a non-iPhone? Do you have applications that you can get for like group texting, group emailing?
Yeah, you can do group on Android.
Okay.
You can just set up a group and have all the numbers there.
Yeah, the group
Or
text.
You can text anyone with a
WhatsApp
group.
too, to make a group.
You can do it on my phone, anybody.
Download another application.
What is it?
Yeah.
WhatsApp, it's.
WhatsApp, app?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's for millennials.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's good if you have anybody living outside the country. It's a good communication tool because it doesn't charge you. It uses data instead of.
But it
Anyway,
makes
sorry.
it easier. It makes it
Yeah.
easier.
Yeah, because I know on my iPhone, if you have a group, you send out a group email, and you want to add somebody to that group email, you have to start over from scratch. I don't know any other way to do it. You got to put everybody in, including the new person. If you want to take somebody out, same thing. You can't just, add them in as an add-on in that. So I know for emails, they have like OneShot and various other apps like that where you can set up groups that you can email very easily. But I don't know if there's anything like that for as an app for that in Android or even Windows.
Just normal
in
texting.
iPhone.
You can set up a group just normal texting.
I'm
Yes.
in another club, and we use Google Groups.
Google
So
Groups.
you have one person administrating, and everybody's email address is in that.
Uh-huh.
And like our Google group is coastal-soaring at googlegroups.com. And if you email that, it emails everybody in the club, and they can just do a reply back.
Yeah.
Reply.
I have OneShot on my iPad, which is an app that you set up groups, and in your when you just go in, and I just go in and put Hilltoppers as the primary email, and everybody that's in that Hilltoppers list gets an email.
Yeah, I get an email from
But
every week.
it doesn't necessarily, it doesn't text. So like you say, it's just, you just set up a group to text, but my problem there is, last week I was in, had family, we interred my mother in Canada, and so the whole family was all up there, and we were texting back and forth, but every time somebody said, hey, I'm not getting any texts, you had to go through and write everybody's name back in again, plus whoever wasn't there, because there was no way to add or delete somebody from that text stream. So that's what I was looking for, to see if there's a way to do that. But yeah, we should look into doing that. I like that suggestion a lot. I like that suggestion a lot. And yeah, do you think you can do that, or would that be something we want to try to get our vice president of membership to do, or is it just anybody who has something they want to share with everybody that should do it? As vice president of education, should I be sending out the positions? What do you think? Should I be the one that sends out an email, text every week and say, hey, you're going to be this, you're going to be that, and see what kind of response we get?
Once you become a member of a group and you're texting, each time they text you and you text them back, it goes to everybody.
Right.
It goes to the entire group. So there's no fear of it's not going to get to everybody. You have to make sure that everybody get it, because it shows up on your phone, MM at the top, and you know that it's going to everyone.
Right.
So it makes it, I think it'll be simpler. Can't talk this afternoon, talked all day, but it gets simpler as you go on.
Okay.
And it might make the members feel that they're given an all-inclusive feeling,
Okay.
and that might be better.
I don't have everybody's phone number.
One issue with a group text of any size is, it can get a little bit annoying. Like, cause if I'm not in the chat, okay, I know what I'm doing. I signed up on eSpeak, and now I'm getting blasted. My phone's so, but I'm good with email. I mean, I get your EasySpeak email up, and it's fine for me. But I know some people aren't in their email as probably much as I am. But,
Yeah. I'm some of the things I'm not happy about with EasySpeak is that every time anybody answers, everybody gets an email on it. And it's just kind of gets a little bit annoying to get 20 emails in a week about stuff that I have no control over. But anyways, yes. And I know when I was up north, it was like people would start their own conversations on that group, and so it's all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, I'm going to be over here. Okay, Joe, I'm going to be with you.
And
And
scroll back up to get to the actual important thing.
yeah, and then the important stuff is kind of lost. Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
I get the emails as well. I do. I just need to
Come back and then click on.
And maybe when you get a new member that joins, maybe like after the meeting, go like a 5-minute little lesson, get them in EasySpeak, make sure they're in, and then that way you kind of just show them, okay, this is how you sign up. And
It's what I usually do.
Right, yeah.
When I sign somebody up on EasySpeak, I will send them an email. This is how you get in. This is the password we've set up for you.
Right.
It sets up an automatic password and sends them an email, but I usually put in a password because I want to know what it is too in case they lose it. And then I tell them this is how you get in, and this is how you change your password. So if you want to change it, then to get something personal, that's what you can do. So that's what I do. But because as I kind of feel like responsible for EasySpeak because I'm the Vice President of Education, and that's the main thing that is done in that program. But anyway, so we'll definitely start. I'll definitely start collecting telephone numbers and see if I can, see if we can start up,
Okay.
because I don't have anybody's phone number. I'd have to go online and
Right.
start pulling them off of wherever I can. Easy Speak doesn't give it to you, and I'm not sure if you can get it out of Toastmasters International.
I think if you hit the profile, if you go click on a person's name
And go to their
they go
profile.
you'll see whatever numbers that they actually put in.
Okay, because I know in Easy Speak, it doesn't give you any of that. It gives you the opportunity to email them, but it doesn't tell you what their email address is.
Right, yeah, not the email address, but their number.
And
should be on
some
there.
of them with phone numbers. So anyways, okay, so that's a very good point, and we'll work together on that.
Okay.
I'll give you a call later this week or something, and if you need any help on it, or if you want me to do it, just let me know, and I'll
Okay.
see what I can do to
All right, what
start
about,
collecting up some names.
okay, what about just a general broadcast email outside of Easy Speak?
I can do that easily, because I have all of the current members on my one-shot.
Okay.
Under
okay.
Hilltoppers,
Alright.
under the Hilltoppers club name. And that's just, I go in and I just add Hilltoppers, and it shoots to everybody.
All right, okay. All right.
And so I can add that to it. So we'll work with that. Does anybody else have any other ideas?
Now, do you need help in putting people on rolls for the next meeting or two?
I actually kept up with that quite well for a little while.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I think I got kind of fed up with doing it and nobody, and then redoing it at the meeting because nobody would bother to say yes, no, or maybe.
Right.
And I had to go through and
Okay.
redo the whole thing.
Right.
So I did get a little bit, maybe I need to get over it and do it anyhow. But yeah, I don't really need help, but if you want to send me an email, what you think would be good, and or I know you've been getting on there and adding a few things here and there when you felt it was necessary. I think that was you that's been doing that.
Yeah.
But, because I don't think anybody else would be motivated to do that.
Lars, do you all use the program that is on Toastmasters website for scheduling speeches, where you just go in and put in your club's name and it's automatically schedules, and then if they cannot take that role, then they can let someone know, or you have time to adjust it during the week? But
No,
we do
don't.
that as well. You go ahead and put in everybody's name, we schedule them one at a time. And
Okay.
it's already, it's a scheduler that's already there on Toastmasters.
On the
website.
international website.
Mhm.
I'll have to look into that. I don't know where
And
it
you can
is.
schedule the members, and if they can't do it, they just let you know.
Is that under the Membership Central or whatever it is?
It is.
Okay, I'll have to look into that, see if I
I'll
can.
make sure, because I have not been in that role when I was a area director last year. I'm coach this year for this club, but I had not used it, but our past VPE, he did, and the present VPE that was working with me before I stepped down as president for this year, he is doing that this year, and he goes in and put in the names, and the roles pop up, and the members let them know if they cannot participate.
Okay.
And it saves you the hassle of trying to call everyone to see if they can participate or not.
Okay, I will look into that, and I'll try to start using that and see if that will be of benefit also. So, yeah.
And everybody has to schedule, when you email it to everybody that month, everybody has to schedule so they'll know where they are, and they don't have to ask for one.
So it's for the whole month?
Yes.
It's
for a
not
month.
just for 1 week
No,
at a time?
it schedules every role that's there, the Toastmaster, the General Evaluator, Timer,
Oh, okay,
Word of the Day,
okay.
everything.
Well, that might be a lot easier than Easy Speak.
So Carlotta, does that communicate with Easy Speak through Toastmasters.org?
Easy speak is something different from.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I know they're separate
No, I don't
things.
think
Well,
I don't think it does.
There's no interrelation, you cannot, it's not interrelated with that, you
Yeah.
can't do that.
Okay,
We could still, it would still have to go in
okay.
and do it. And that's one of the difficulties with Easy Speak is when you want to, when you want to schedule a speech, you have to actually go in as that person and request to give a speech, and then go back and put it in as a scheduled speech. So if the members themselves don't go in and say, I want to do a speech, you have to go in and say they want to do a speech. So it is more difficult, and I like that. I'm going to try that. All right, are there anything else that anyone thinks might be good for membership retention and participation?
Well, I don't know about the retention, and since I'm the club coach, I hate to keep speaking, but
No, more than
that's
happy
one of
to
our
have you.
functions. The open house, we had an open house last month, and it garnered us 4 members.
Okay,
So if you plan for an open house, advertise it, make sure everybody knows about it. We put up signs, we have a big sign outside that we bought, the club bought, and we can hang the banner in different places. And we put it outside, and each member asks other people about coming, and they come, but we got 4 new members out of the open house. We had 20 people came. Out of those 20, we got 4 new members.
yeah,
And
That's
4
good.
members is a lot.
that's good,
So-
that's good. That was the next thing I was going to go into, is questions or comments on how to increase membership. And so you jumped the gun on me, and that's good. I like that.
For me,
I
it's-
like that. That's what we need a coach for, to be able to give us that kind of information. I would still have the things, and would like at some point to do a speech craft. But that is something that I'm going to need participation from other members to be able to do. And Carlotta, can you have a speech craft, or developing a speech craft as a high performance leadership? Setting up some kind of an educational program, or does it have to be something outside the club?
No, a club can do it actually. It's almost like short of having a competition.
Uh-huh.
We train, so you can do it within the club if you have someone that want to do it, or all the members can get together as a group and do that.
Well, the question I was asking is, some person who is setting the whole thing up and organizing it, can that be a high performance leadership activity? Or does the high performance leadership activity have to be outside the club?
No, you can do it, someone outside the club or in the club can do it as a high performance leadership.
Okay, so if you get a high performance leadership program going, I was originally thinking about trying to set up a TED Talk, but in the process of researching it and gathering some people to look into it, I found out that there is a lady who's already doing that, right over across the street at Spring Hill College, Elise something or other, I forget what her name is. But I just actually went to the TEDx Women that they had in Mobile just last week.
Couple of friends there.
Yeah. So anyway, so that was so now I'm looking for something else that I can do, and I have all the stuff already. I've had it for 2 years or 3 years, but we've been every time I bring it up, and everybody, oh yeah, let's do it, and of course nothing happens, and so I have to get I have to really it is something that needs to be more seriously looked into.
But you know, Lawrence, usually with the area of communication, anytime you're gonna talk about speeches, you know, that 75% of the people rather die than get up before the public and
It's,
give a
it's
speech.
a hard sell. I've tried to
Right.
get people from work to come, and unless you really need it, unless you really want it, and you have, I don't know, you have to have a drive outside of, because I mean, it's, you say, hey, you're gonna go and you speak and it's fun. I'm like, ah.
Yeah,
It's okay.
I've had
I don't know
a few,
what's coming.
I've had a few people come as guests, because of my talking to them, and I usually don't present it as giving speeches. I present it as leadership and communication. And the main, because that's the reality is, that's what it was set up as,
Right.
was a leadership club, and communication is one of the main keys of leadership. If you can't communicate effectively, you cannot be an effective leader. And so that's how I try to present it.
Right.
It's not, oh, you're going to get up and give speeches and everybody's going to tell you what you did wrong. You know, I think I'll pass.
Right.
Well, I think that fear is there, that fear of being judged, and it's not a judgment more so as it is constructive criticism.
That's correct.
Right.
That you are
That's
trying
correct.
to eliminate those areas of your communication that are not as effective as they should be.
Yes.
So.
Okay, good. Actually, I think my timer forgot to,
I didn't realize we had a time frame on this, I'm sorry.
the
I
10
thought we
to
were free
15
for-
minutes is up.
Yeah.
But we're being very effective in this conversation, so. So anyways, in conclusion, does anybody else have anything else they would like to add to this discussion?
Are y'all on Meetup or any of the, like, Facebook, you know, Facebook group, social
We
media?
actually do have a Hilltoppers Facebook, although I don't know who's managing it now. Is that
I
Mark?
think it's Mark. Yeah.
I think Mark is managing it. Mark and Adam were a really good IT team. They worked together very well, and then Adam got involved with the Second Amendment radio show that
Yeah,
happened
Armed
on Sunday
Alabama.
night,
Yeah.
and Armed Alabama, and so now he doesn't get a chance to attend anymore. That's why he left. But anyways, so is there anything else before I conclude this particular portion of our program?
Is there?
Okay.
Well, Carlotta brought up the customers in Carpe Diem. Is there a way that we're allowed, besides coming up to them and whispering to them, you know, we got a Toastmasters Club up there, and besides the sign, is there a way, another way that we're allowed to directly market to them, besides the sign?
That is something we would have to talk to the
Yeah.
powers that be.
And they're gonna
Okay,
be.
okay.
they're gonna
I
be a
know
tough
that
audience to-
there was something weird kind of happened at one point, and that's when they started telling us we had to take everything out of here and take it somewhere else. They couldn't leave it here. Remember that? Or maybe you weren't here then.
Yeah.
And then after we talked to them, they said, "Oh no, you can leave your stuff up there. Just make sure don't leave too much stuff." And so now we don't have any problem with it. But so it would be highly advisable to discuss that with them before we
Right.
hand out pamphlets or walk around. Hey, do a little parade. Hey, follow us to the Toastmasters. And do a parade up the stairs. Don't forget to get your free coffee on the way
Yeah,
up.
that would be the selling point, yeah.
It seems as if that this venue is pretty much for, I guess, the students across the street. It's like a study hall. So I don't know if they would be receptive to.
Well, sir, there might be some. We do get school kids up
Yeah,
here.
it'd be,
We've had a few.
it'd be tough. I'm just thinking back to when I was in that situation in college. This would be the last thing I'd talk about. I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
Because you don't, so you're so focused, okay, I'm gonna be a nurse, I'm gonna be an engineer, communication skills, okay, you take a public speaking class, that's good enough. I'll be fine. It's not till you get into situations in the real world, in the job, like, oh man, I'm not that good at this, and I have to give these presentations. I need to do something to improve it. So, but some,
Yeah,
some
again,
students,
that's why we
student,
focus on leadership.
right? Some
And
students,
I don't know the new program, but the new program seems to be, from what I've read on it, it seems to be much more focused on the leadership portion, and the communication is a supplement to increase your ability to be a leader. And so, I mean, that's what I try to.
What's
it wouldn't
the
hurt.
program?
I mean, you know.
What you talking about, the new
You
program?
didn't read,
You
do you
don't
get
have
the
something.
magazine yet?
Not yet, I haven't gotten the magazine, I just got the books, I think, last week.
Okay,
That is gonna be coming down Tuesday very soon, whether they're gonna
yeah, in the next
refocus.
week, in the next year, right?
Yes.
They're gonna start,
They haven't started yet, but it's coming.
yeah,
So if you want to get your CCs or your other communication manuals done, then you have time, you have 2 years after the program start.
Right.
To get it done.
yeah. So they have modernized our programs for the communication and the leadership programs and the Distinguished Toastmaster program. It's all been revamped over the last couple of years, and then they had a group of people who actually participated in it and evaluated it in the real world and made a few little changes here and there. And now they are ready to start presenting it to the club. And that's going to be, it's not going to be, what we're going to be doing in a club is probably not going to be that much different. But the speeches are going to be more, there's going to be a better evaluation process. From what I understand, they're not just going to be, oh yeah, you did a nice speech, la la la, and you're done. But it's going to be more specific. How did you use different aspects to create a good presentation and other things that are going to develop our skills in leadership through communication. That's my understanding of what it's going to be. I'm looking forward to it. And instead of what we're doing now, I think they said there was 10 different, 10 or, there's a thing, I glanced through it real quick this month's thing.
It was about 10
Talked
tracks
about
you
it.
could,
What is it?
10 tracks you could choose
Yeah.
for your management or leadership.
Yeah, so you can, instead of just doing one communication track and one leadership track, you have different tracks you can follow based on your own personal goals. So it should be much better. Anyways, and so remember, fellow Toastmasters and friends, participation, it means to be part of the greater whole. Mr. Toastmaster.
All right, thank you there, Lawrence. At this time, it's 7:49, so we'll just do a few little things, a few housekeeping items before we conclude the meeting. I'll do a quick general evaluation.
You don't want him to do his table topics?
He could probably do one or two, a couple people could do table
It
topics. and
gives
then
the
be done.
members a chance to
Yes.
speak extemporaneously and see how well they're skilled.
Okay, okay,
And then
maybe,
get him to get
okay,
started
we
off,
have room for maybe one or two. It's 7:50 right now, so.
and then we'll close the meeting. We don't need to
Okay,
do an
so,
overview.
All right, our table topics master for tonight will be Cody.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters. So tonight, each of you are going to be an animal that I choose, and you have to convince Noah why you should be let on the ark.
All right.
So let's start out with Justin. You are going to be an alligator.
Okay.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. I've been asked to speak to you as an alligator about why I should be chosen to get on the ark so that I can continue to survive. Alligators, very noble creature. They've been around the earth since ancient times, since the time of the dinosaurs. Very tough, very resilient creature, can eat anything. Not a lot of personality, but something that we need. It fills a role in our ecosystem of cleaning up animals and other things that are around the swamp and the marsh. And I'm struggling with this one here on the alligator. It's pretty tough. I'm caving. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
All right, thank you, Justin, for.
Okay, 101, 102.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks to the green light.
All right.
You saved me.
Tamby, let's see. You will be an eagle.
That's yours.
Mr. Toastmaster, our guest table topic, Toastmaster, happy Halloween. I have been given the task of explaining why I should let Noah pick me as a part of the ark. I'm very interested in the topic. I'm just going to digress just a little bit. They do have a Noah's Ark replica in Kentucky. I saw it. One of my colleagues is going to go. She left today. So the reason that Noah should choose me as the eagle, not only am I a very good-looking eagle, but I soar high. Even though I'm on the endangered list, I continue to be resilient. I have these beautiful eyes that look around my surroundings. With the flood coming, Noah, you can send me out. I can look, see what's going on. And then if you train me right, Noah, I will come back to you, see what's going on. I have these huge claws that can pierce prey if I get hungry, or will keep you safe, Noah, if somebody ever attacks you. So that's why you should choose me, Noah. Thank you so much.
One more?
One more?
Can we have one more, Maurice?
Yes, we can do one more.
All right, Maurice. You will be a flying squirrel.
Flying squirrel.
All right.
Fellow Toastmasters, honored guest, table topics master, the benefit of me as a flying squirrel to being on Noah's Ark is to, one, keep track of the acorns and other nuts that were stored up on the ark. Number two, I could fly or soar around and see how the other animals are doing. Three, since I'm small in size, I can squirm around some of the tighter places of the ark, make sure everything is okay on the ark. And I believe that is all that I could think of. Table topics master.
You got to pass
Yeah.
pass the torch.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Great job, everyone. I will return the lectern to the Toastmaster.
All right. Thank you. Okay, it is 7:56. Is there anything else? I can give a quick evaluation within a minute or so. The meeting started on time. We didn't have a recess. The lectern pretty much stayed occupied throughout the meeting. And we had a good presentation about participation, even though it was long, and we don't begrudge the timer because we needed what was presented, and we need to, we need it as food for thought as a club as we proceed on forward from today on, to take some of these suggestions, try to implement them. So,
Maurice,
yes.
one more thing that I noticed. It's going to be a hard sell for the president to be president, Toastmaster, and GE all in the same meeting. So it's not wise to try to evaluate the meeting as a Toastmaster and the president, because you need to watch everything and everybody, including the Toastmaster. And you
Okay.
can't do it effectively. So someone else in the audience need to take that position whenever you are. If you are not Toastmaster, then generally evaluate the president, that's fine. But the president opens the meeting, but trying to be both Toastmaster and generally evaluated is not gonna work effectively for you.
Okay.
And it's just gonna give you it's gonna make it difficult for you to evaluate the entire meeting
All
and
right.
give a solid evaluation or unbiased evaluation.
All right. Thanks for that. Is there anything else? If not, we'll adjourn the meeting.
This is your Do you live across the road?
My parents do, I grew up there.
Oh, no. Well, I live on